Mark Fidrich. Now, each time he gets the ball back, you'll see him mumble a couple of words to the ball.
The first man ever to pitch 5 career no-hitters.
Touch a ball, Joe.
I don't believe what I just saw.
And it's another chance for Mitchell, and he makes a bare-handed catch. Ricky goes, a pitch hit, and he's going to have it. Leaps high in the air, and he's got it. An incredible catch by the kid.
And let it be said that number 8, Cal Ripken Jr., has reached the unreachable star.
And good afternoon, and welcome to beautiful, gorgeous Miller Park, or American Family Field in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where today the New York Mets take on the Milwaukee Brewers. And as we have it now, here we have Miller Park, where we will be playing today. As you can see, these are the field inserts available at the Dynasty League Baseball. And you can go to their site and check them out. They come in years 2023 and 2024, nothing older. But let's see here. We got this is our field that we'll be playing on. Here's our dice. I will try to keep them in frame for the whole day, or for the whole game. And let's see here. What we have is, starting with the Mets, we have Brandon Nimmo playing center field, Starling Marte in right, Francisco Lindor in playing shortstop, Pete Alonso playing first, Jeff McNeil at second, Mark Hanna at left field, Daniel Vogelbach, the DH, Omar Narvaez at catcher, and rounding it out is Luis Guillorme for the playing third base for the Mets today. Again, that is Nimmo, Marte, Lindor, Alonso, McNeil, Kana, Vogelbach, Narvaez, and Gilmore. I'm sorry, I'm slaughtering his name. So that will be starting pitching. The first pitcher up today will be Freddy Peralta for Milwaukee. As you can see here, he ended 2023 with a 3.66. He had 11.4 strikeouts per nine. And as a Brewer fan myself, Freddie reminds me a lot of Giovanni Gallardo, where he's doing great and then he gives up the big home run. Giovanni Gallardo also gave up a lot of first inning home runs, where Freddie is he gives them up whenever. But anyway, so that will be the starting 9 for the Mets, and let's get this party started on the top of the first roll. We got the 539 versus the lefty. 539, that is an umpire call right off the bat. We have 4 as the call, and then I have to get over here to our charts, the umpire charts. So we got 4. It's asking for visibility, and the visibility in AmFam Field is okay. So we have to go down to okay. We have to roll 1 die, and that is a 0. A 0 is ground in single into left field. So Brandon Nimmo starts things off with a single. And as we move here, Starling Marte in the short season so far in 4 games, he is batting .400. So he is having quite the series. 283 versus the righty. 283, and Peralta just plunked him, so he gets a free base, and Nimmo moves up to second. And we move on here. Francisco Lindor batting .313 in the first 4 games. They had a 4-game series to start the season off, and now they are playing in Milwaukee. And then we have 733 for Francisco Lindor versus a righty. or actually he's a switch hitter, so he would be batting left today. 733. Strikes him out. Strike 3 called. All right, so then Pete Alonso. Pete Alonso not having a good start of the season. He doesn't have any hits at 17 at-bats. So let's see what he can do here with 2 on, 1 out. 646. 646 versus a righty. 646, and like I said, Freddy Peralta likes to give deep drives. So there's a swing and a drive by Pete Alonso. Pete's got an A power on the right hand side, so he just rolled a 57 going by the distance charts. A 57, 385, plus they get 10 for the ball carrying, so he goes to 395. And he doesn't get any. They don't get any today. They don't get any bump it for temperature. So let's see where the ball goes. 94 versus a right pull. Right pull 94 goes to right center. Right center. He's going to need. Actually, he just hits the home run, just over the fence. So that's a 3-run shot for Pete Alonso right out of the gate. And like I said earlier, Freddy Peralta, not known for keeping the ball in the play. So it's 171 versus righty. 171. It's a long fly out to right. Long fly out to right. All right. That brings up Mark Canha, who is batting 267 in the short season. 729. 729 versus righty. Strike 3. So Gallardo gets out of it finally, but gives up 3 runs as a result. So the Brewers find themselves in a hole right away in the first inning. And we have Christian Yelich coming up. Well, let me just go over the lineup for the Brewers real quick. It's Yelich playing left field. Jesse Winkler doing DH. Willie Adames playing short. Rowdy Tellez batting at first base, batting fourth. Batting fifth is William Contreras playing catcher. Garrett Mitchell playing center field, batting sixth. Brian Anderson at third base, playing in seventh. Bryce Terang at second base, and Joey Wiemer in right field. Again, Yelich, Winkler, Adames, Tellez, Contreras, Mitchell, Anderson, Terang, and Wiemer. So all going up against Carlos Carrasco. So they find themselves down. Here we go. They find themselves down a little bit, but as you can kind of see here, if it ever focuses, Carrasco had a 6.80 ERA that year. So let's see if the Brewers can't get to him early here and get on the board at least to wipe out that 3-run lead. So 554 versus the lefty. That's going to be an infield range play. Infield range and the left spray is 32. All right, 32. Infield range, left spray, 32. Smash up the middle short. So their shortstop is, let's see, Lindor with a B+. B+, natural grass, of course. We have a 51. B+, smash up the middle. And that's a 51. And it looks like that's an off-balance throw, but in time to get the runner. So that's ground out to Lindor. All right, so then we move on. Next up is is Jesse Winkler. Jesse, 775 via a left versus a righty. So that's going to be 775. That's a base hit into center field. So it's not usually, when you get into the 700s like that, it's not usually a base hit. So gets lucky on Carrasco's card there because it's not a strong card. So Willie Adames up, left versus right. That's a 20. 20 versus a righty is going to just be a pop out to second base. Where McNeil gets under it and makes the catch. So that gives us 2 outs with a man on first for Nomar Narvaez. 723 versus the lefty. 723 left. 723. That one's actually we got a swing and a drive. We got B power, deep drive, and we got 18 with B power. I don't think that's going to be enough. Let's see, B 18, 315 plus 10, 325. So he's at 325. He can, I don't think, there's no way for him to get it out of here. So let's see what field he hits it into. 91 on the left pull. It's the left center. Left center, you need at least 380. So just a fly out to left center. So Tellez flies out to left and ends that inning for the Brewers. And then we go to the top of the second inning, and we have Daniel Vogelbach. He's batting 500. He only has 4 at bats, so he's only played like 1 or 2 games out of the 4, and I think they were mostly in pinch hit situations, or he just played 1 game. But he does have 2 RBIs in this season already, so 542 versus the left. That's going to be an infield range play. Infield range is 20 on the left pull. Left pull 20. That's a smash up the middle. Second base. Second base is played by Terang, who has a B. Smash up the middle B. We got a 48. 48 smash up the middle. That's an off-balance throw as well. And base is empty. Retires batter at first base. So that's the first out of the inning. Ground out to Terang. And this is before Terang wins the Gold Glove this year. So this was a year previous to that. Omar Narvaez, 154 versus the righty. 154. That's a fly out to center field. Fly out to center. And we have Luis Guillamon. Luis. 917 versus the lefty. 917. Got himself a walk. So, man on, 2 out. Man on first as we move along here to the top of the order to Brandon Nimmo, who got a base hit last time he was up. So 719 versus the lefty. Strikes him out looking. So down go the Mets in the second with no damage. And we move to the bottom of the second for Contreras, Mitchell, and Anderson for the Brewers. Contreras hitting 375. He does have no RBIs, 3 hits though. So let's see what he can do. 456 versus the righty. 456. That's a base hit to left field. So he gets on base early. Brings up Mitchell Garrett. Mitchell Garrett, the speedster, but also kind of injury prone. Gets those weird type of injuries every time he plays. So 781 versus the lefty. And it's a base hit to center field. So Garrett Mitchell with the base hit, center field, advances Contreras to second. Not deep enough to go for Contreras to go for 3. So brings up Brian Anderson. Brian Anderson hitting 273 on this early season. He does have 3 hits and 4 RBIs. So kind of the RBI man for the Brewers this season, in this very short season so far. 681 versus the righty. 681. It's going to be a ground ball base hit to center field. The man on second scores, and Mitchell can try for third, which I think he will. He hits it to center field, which Nimmo has a +1 arm, so that's going to give Mitchell at least a 10 base runner rating. So let's see here. 2 outs, no outs. So let's see here. Runner trying for third on a base hit to the outfield. He gets no plus or minuses on the run there. So we're good to go at 10. Let's see if he makes it into third. 42, 10, safe standing, all runners hold. So Mitchell gets to advance to third, and we got Brian Anderson with a RBI base hit. It brings up Bryce Terang. Bryce Terang hitting 286, and he's slugging a big 286 as well. So let's see here. We got 2 men on, first and third, no outs. 409 versus the righty. 409. It's going to be a ground out the first. Let me just double check something real quick. See if this is a fielder's choice or not. Ground out, first and third. Force at second. So it is a fielder's choice. So the runner will be out at second, and that would be going from, that'd be a 4-6 play, and man's still safe at first. So fielder's choice for Bryce Terang, and that brings up Joey Wiemer. Not so strong versus the righties, but he's pretty strong versus left. But he doesn't have any hits. He's batting the big 0-0-0. 460 versus the righty. 460, and it's going to keep him off the bases. It's a high fly out center field, and the third guy in third can try to score. So they will allow that. So we go here, and again, well, there's nobody on third. I thought for some reason they did score that run, and Terang is going to stay at first then. So he can't. He doesn't have that ability to move over. So he'll stay at first. And that brings up Christian Yelich with 2 outs and a man on. Christian also struggling in these first couple of games this year. He only plays in 61 games in 2003, but as usual, Christian Yelich. Let me get the right card up here. All right, so 146 versus a righty. 146. That's a ground ball, base hit into right field. Man on first can try for third, but I don't think Turang is going to try the right field. Marte has, but they will also give him a minus, or he will get, let's see, Turang's got a 8. Let's see here. 2 outs, he gets 9. Runner trying for third, ball hit in the outfield, he gets a +2, 9, 10, 11, so he will try for third. 60, 11, 60, yes, safe standing. All runners hold, so Turang makes it to third. First and third now, again, for the Brewers. Carrasco, his endurance is going to suffer another 5. So he's at 10 batters faced already. So that's going to give him 15. He's only got like 5 more to go before he's toast for the day. Let's see here. Jesse Winker. 762 versus the lefty. He strikes him out. So, but in the inning, the Brewers score a 2 to get them on the board, and one run closer to tying up the game. And we have, again, Freddy Peralta starting with Starling Marte, Francisco Lindor, and Pete Alonso for the Mets. So kind of top of the order. 793 versus right. That's 793. That's a strikeout. Francisco Lindor struck out first time he was up. Let's see, 328. 328 versus the righty. Strikes him out. So Pete Alonso, 271 versus right. And Freddy Peralta just strikes out the side. So the Mets go down in order, and all on strikeouts. Freddy Peralta finding his groove, settling in. And we got Willie Adames, Rowdy Tellez, and William Contreras for the Brew Crew. Adames is hitting 143. He does have 1 home run with 3 RBIs for the year. So 597 versus the right. 957. And Carrasco just gives up a double to Willie Adames. He hits it in the gap as he comes motoring in there and brings up Rowdy Tellez, who flew out to left field last time. 482 versus the right. That one's going to be a ground out to first. That's going to just be a ground out to first where he tags and the mover runs over to third. So Willie Adames moves to third. That brings up Willie Contreras, who's got a base hit already. He started the last inning with a base hit and started the little rally that the Brewers put on. 137 right. That's a base hit. So Willie Adames comes in to score, and William Contreras gets an RBI. Brings up Garrett Mitchell. Garrett Mitchell already 1 for 1 today with a base hit, hitting .556 on the year. 696 versus the left. 696. That's a deep drive, a swing and a drive. Garrett Mitchell versus righty has a B power. 18. B power of 18. That's not too far. 18, 315, plus he gets 10 for the ball carry, so he's at 325. 325 is not going to get it out, but where does he hit it? 58. He hits it to, what is he, a left? Garrett Mitchell is a left spray. Left spray is 58. Center field, deep center field. So Not too deep center field, but he just flies out to center. All right, so then we move on to Brian Anderson, who also has a base hit in the last inning. It was 3 base hits right in a row. So 336 versus the right, and strikes him out looking. So there, down go the Brewers. All right, and then we move to the 4th inning. Top of the 4th inning, we have Jeff McNeil, Mark Canha, and David Vogelbach for the Mets versus Freddy Peralta, who was very efficient in his pitching last inning with 3 up and 3 down. And 533 versus a lefty. That's going to get us an umpire call. An umpire 13. 13 is going to be, let's see here, rated catcher handling. So we need to check out what Contreras is in the way he handles his pitching staff, and he does have a B. So let's go. We roll 1 die, and he gets a 2. Pop out the catcher in front of the plate. So because of his handling abilities, Contreras gets the out for the pitcher, for Peralta. So he is gone. Pop out to catcher. There we go. All right. So that brings up Mark Canha, who later in 2023, if you don't know this, gets traded to the Brewers like mid-season before the trade deadline, and has a pretty productive season for the Brewers in that half of the season. So far, right now, he's batting 250, and he does have 1 home run so far this year. He does have 5 strikeouts. 550 on the righty, 550 infield range. 27 on a right pull. Right pull, and that was 27. Smash up the middle short. And the shortstop is, of course, Willie Adames, who has a range. So he is very much range. 69. He's got the off-balance throw, and Adames picks it up, throws it to first for the out. So that's 2 gone for Daniel Vogelbach. For as well as Peralta's pitching, they are tied, so it is tied game. So 732 versus the lefty. Strikes him out. So Daniel goes down swinging, and it's 3 up, 3 down for the Mets. Now Carrasco, here's Carrasco's card. Carrasco has to come out because he's tired already, so he only lasts 3 innings. Want to bring in Tommy Hunter. Now, how I do this for my replays is that basically I use as-is lineups and whoever pitched that day. So Tommy Hunter pitched that day. I couldn't tell you exactly what he pitched or how long he pitched, but he will be pitching here. There's only one other pitcher in the New York bullpen right now, and that's Steven Nostick. So we'll see. Hopefully we don't even have to, or we'll probably have to get to him sooner or later, but they're both long relievers, so that's a good thing. It's always my thing when playing this way about having enough pitchers and getting through the game. There are days where it's like, where am I going to go with this? But then there are days where I have like so many pitchers that, have left. Look at my write-up for the last game between Houston Houston and Detroit, and I could have swore that I was going to use like every single pitcher because I thought the games were going to just go so long and everybody was going to get base hits because the pitchers were really not good. But didn't turn out that way. So read my write-up online and see what you think about it. But anyway, all right, Bryce Trang coming up here versus Tommy Hunter. Tommy Hunter's a right-hander, and he's 407 versus a right-hand pitcher. That's a ground out to first. So that is basically unassisted, 3 unassisted, or right to the polar bear, picks it up and tags first. Joey Wiemer, 534 versus a righty, a 534. It's another umpire call. 24 on the umpire calls. A lot of umpire calls in this game so far. Some games are, or every game is different, it seems. But let's see here. 24. Let's see here. Umpire with a large, normal, or small strike zone. For our purposes, we just use the normal strike zone. Throw 1. It's a 2. 2, pitch on the outside corner, ball 4. Handling catcher, strike 3. But as we let's see here, handling Omar Narvaez. He's a handler of C, so he doesn't quite have it. So that's ball 4 for Joey Wiemer. Joey Wiemer gets the walk against Tommy Hunter. So that puts us back up to the top of the lineup for Christian Yelich. He has a base hit today. He also has grounded out to short. 524 left. Wow, look at this number. 524 left. That is 524. It's another umpire call. Crazy. 334. We come all the way down here and it says runners on, go to control chart. So we'll go to the control chart. I'll leave this right here. And then we find that Tommy Hunter has a wild pitch of A, and Nomar Narvaez has a pass ball of B. So control pitch or wild pitch of A, pass of B. Let's roll, see what happens. 60, the pitch is blocked. So, the pitch is blocked. We go back, and Christian Yelich gets another shot. 289 versus the righty. 2-8. He strikes him out, swinging. So that brings up Jesse Winker, who then goes in 2024, goes and signs with the Mets and helps eliminate the Brewers out of playoff contention. So thank you, Jesse. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on him. He's not well liked here anymore. 178 versus the righty. He walks to first. So that's a base hit and a walk for Jesse today. And that brings up Willy Adames. He doesn't hit righties all that well, but he does have good power of B. So let's see if he can bring home these 2 runs or not. 167, that sounds like a home run number. 167 versus the right. There is no situation on Tommy Hunter's card. And 167 on Willy Adames. That is a swing and a drive deep to left field and home run. So that brings the Brewers up 6-3 now as Tommy Hunter is against Rowdy Tellez. Rowdy Tellez, 51. 51 is a possible error. 6 is against the shortstop. Let me try that again. 52. 52. Lindor is a 85 error. 52. Let's see here. We got short, and Lindor is an 85, and we got a 52. That's a ground out. Ground out to Lindor for the end of the inning. But in the inning, the Brewers score 3. So they kind of had a good inning. They were down 3, and they've come back 6 unanswered runs, which is crazy. All right, so Omar Narvaez, 213. 213 versus a righty, 213. He draws the walk. So Omar gets on base for the first time today. Luis Guillamore, 726. 726 versus left. Strikes him out. Brings up Brandon Nimmo. Brandon. 955. 955 versus the left. He gets a walk. So Peralta kind of losing a little bit of control here, losing his spots with 2 walks in the inning. Brings up Starling Marte. 773. 773 versus the righty. 773. He strikes him out. Boy, it's either walks or strikeouts for Freddy Peralta today. And we got 186. 186 versus the right. That's another walk. Missed a home run by just a couple of numbers, but it is still a walk. So bases are loaded, 2 outs for coming up. Pete Alonso, as we already know, he's got quite the bat. He's already got a home run in this game, so that was his first home run of the year. He's batting .052 so far. And he is struck out as well. So 302 versus the right. And he strikes out here to end the inning. So no runs come across for the Mets. And that brings us to the bottom of the 5th, where we have William Contreras, Mitchell Garrett, and Brian Anderson for the Brew Crew. William Contreras has already 2 hits, 2 singles, and a run scored for the Brewers today. 690 for right. 690. That's a base hit. That's he's 3 for 3 today. That's just going to keep it growing there. He's on fire. Mitchell Garrett, 653. 653 versus the righty. Whoa, he's got some deep drive numbers versus lefties. So, no, righties. Yeah, lefties. So, it's a deep drive for Garrett Mitchell, who's got B power. He's got a 23, which isn't very much. I don't know if it's going to have enough. 23, 325, plus he gets 10 for 335. He's got 98 left spray 98, left field, you need at least 380, and he just doesn't have it there. So fly out to left, just got under that one, and Contreras will stay at first. Brings up Brian Anderson, Brian Anderson's got he's 1 for 2 today with a base hit and a strikeout. 590 versus righty. That's an outfield range play. So that's 13 for right spray. 13 right spray. 13. We got a flare to short. The shortstop is Lindor with a B+. Flare is 15. B+, 15. Flares, running grab. All runners hold. So just a pop out. Basically pop out to Lindor, and the runners stay there. And that brings up Bryce Terang. And Bryce batting 222 now. He's got a fielder's choice, and he grounded out to Lindor, I believe. 37. That's going to be a pop out to second base. So pop out to McNeil to end the inning. All right. Peralta is almost out of gas, but he might be able to get through the 6th inning here, so he's going to try. He's got 22 batters faced, and he is at 25. So let's see if he can continue into this inning. 859 versus the lefty. That's a fly out to right. And it brings up Mark Canha. Canha is 0 for 2 today, strikeout and a ground out to Adames. 415 versus the righty. 415. That is going to be a ground out to third. So Anderson scoops it up and throws over to Tellez for the out. All right. So then that brings up Daniel Vogelbach. Daniel, he's got 0 for 2 today, strikeout and a ground out to Terang. And he's got 40. 40 is a pop out to second base. So struggles continue for Daniel in this game. Pop out. Second base. All right. So let's do a check on Tommy Hunter here. Tommy's going into the bottom of the 6th inning. He's got 10 batters faced, but he's got about 5 more in him. So let's see if he can get through the 6th here. So before we bring in anybody else. And then we have 81. 81 possible error. 9, that's on the right fielder. Right fielder is Marte with a 90. 54, that's the fly out to right field. All right, so he flies out to right. So that's 1 down, and it brings up Christian Yelich. Who is 1 for 3 today. 224. And he just got himself a walk. All right. That brings up Jesse Winker. 109. It's a possible foul ball. The foul ball territory is small in AmFam. And we have 45. 45 on small. I think it's just fouled in the stands. It is. It's just fouled into the stands. And so Jesse Winker will get another roll. 286. Strikes him out looking. Willie Adames. Willie is 2 for 3 today with a big home run and a double. So and he scored twice. 793. 793 on the righty. That's a base hit. So that 793. It's going to move Yelich up to second and Willie at first. So then we have Rowdy Tellez, who does have 2 home runs already this year. So let's see what happens here. 955 versus a lefty. He just walked him. Bases loaded, walk. Or he just walked him, bases loaded. Oops. So, let's see where we are at here. 15. Brewers have 2 outs. William Contreras, who is 3 for 3 today. And let's see here, 305. We're going to bring in Steven Nogocek in for New York, who's a little bit better versus the righties. So hopefully he can get the Nogosek. Nogosek. Okay. So, in comes Nogosek to go up against William Contreras. Bases loaded. 2 outs. Here we go. 631. 631 versus the righty. He hit him. He hit William Contreras. William Contreras will walk the first, and that brings in a run. Mitchell Garrett. 873. 873 versus a lefty. And he walks him. Oof. This is going to be a brutal for Nogosek. Just walked him. So we still have bases loaded. Brewers have scored 2. Brian Anderson comes up. Righty. 560. 560 versus the righty. That's going to be an infield range. Right spray. 27. All right, 27 right spray. Smash up the middle short. Lindor is their best range defender at B+. Up the middle. 51, B+, 51. Smash up the middle. Off balance throw. Let's see what happens. Here, base is empty. Bases loaded. Force at second. Batter safe. Other runners advance 1 base. So fielder's choice. 6-4. And all other runners advance. Whew. No, actually, that was the 3rd out. So, I'm sorry, my bad there. That was the 3rd out. I don't know what I was talking about there, but so 8-3 for the Brewers, and Freddy Peralta is going to be done for the day. That is going to bring in Bryce Wilson. Bryce Wilson, who is 2.58 on the year ERA. So let's get him up here. Wilson. He needs to finish this out because there's nobody else in the pen for Milwaukee. So 7, 8, and 9 are his to take. 8-18 versus a lefty. Gives up a base hit right out of the box here to Omar Narvaez. Right, and then we have 962 versus the left. That's a fly out to center, so that's runner will stay. Fly out to Mitchell gets under that one and closes the glove. Brandon Nimmo. 585 versus left. 585, that's an outfield range play. 40 versus left pull. Left pull, 40. Shot into the gap, left field. Left fielder's Yelich with a B+. So shot into the gap, B+. Yelich's roll is a 7. And that's a diving catch. Runner on first will hold. Diving catch out in the left field for Yelich. All right, that's 2 outs for Starling Marte. Up now, he's 0 for 2 today with a hit batsman and a run scored. So 971 versus the righty. That is a ground out to Terang. Grabs it, scoops it up, throws him out, and that ends the inning. So still 8-3, bottom of 7. And we got Terang, Weimer, and Yelich coming up here. 6:39 left. It's a hard ground ball to second base. So ground out to second. McNeil picks it up, scoops it up, and throws it over. 139 right. Joey Weimer, home run. Swing and a drive to home run. Brings up Christian Yelich, who had a walk in the last inning and scored a run. 128. 128. That's a base hit. Oof. Somehow Steven Nagasek has to make it through these next couple of innings here. It's going to be rough. 737. He strikes him out. Jesse Winker is out. That's 2 outs with a man on first. Willie Adames. 113. Possible foul ball. 85. That is going to be an out actually. Small territory. 85. That is going to be a foul out to the third baseman to end the inning. So Willie Adames having a day, however, not so much this one, where he can foul out to the third baseman. And that ends the inning for them. Moving to the 8th inning, top of 8. And Francisco Lindor. 54 is a possible error. 9 on the right fielder Weimer, who has an 80. 38. Very hard to get errors. You got to roll really low in this game for error in the outfield. What did I say his was? His was 80. 80, yeah. So short fly out, runners hold. Just wanted to make sure there. So fly out to right field. All right, Pete Alonso, who is got a home run. He's 1 for 3 today, 2 strikeouts, 1 home run. 57. 57 is going to be another possible error on the 5 on the third baseman. Third baseman is Anderson with an 80. Oops, red and white. 91. 91 and an 85. 80. Third base, yeah, that's going to be just pop out. Pop out to third. And Bryce Wilson cruising along here so far. 5:59 left. 5:50. It's going to be an infield range play. 5:50. That's infield range. A lot of range plays today. Infield range 46 on a left pull. Left pull 46. Hotliner to first. Tellez with a D. Hotliner D. 69. Hotliner D. 69. It gets through for a base hit. Tellez not swift of foot to get to some of these balls. So that brings up Marcana. Marcana, who is 0 for 3 today. 344. 344. We got 344. That's a hard ground out to short. And so he hits it to Adames. Adames scoops it up and throws it to Tellez for the out. So that is the end of the top of the 7th. We go to the middle of the we go to the middle of the 8th, and we still have a score of 9-3. 9-3 Milwaukee. In real life, I don't know if you might have read my post on Facebook, but in real life, this game the Brewers won 10-0. So while it's not a shutout per se, it is still fairly close to the amount of runs that they scored in that particular day. So that's interesting. 328. 328 versus the righty. Strikes him out. Wooly with the strikeout. I'm sorry. Let's try this again. 328. Yeah, it's still a strikeout. All right, so we got William Contreras. 440. 440 versus the righty. That's a single down the line, base hit left field. Contreras. 1, 2, 3, 4 base hits today. Crazy. 148. 148 Garrett Mitchell. Base hit to right field. Contreras will hold up at second. All right. Nagosek needs to, steps off the rubber, takes a deep breath. 2 out, or 1 out, 2 men on. 5:24. Umpire, our favorite umpire, calls 72. 72. Umpire. Forgot what chart I was looking for. All right, 72. We got go to the control chart. So we got Bryce Wilson has a wild pitch of F, and Contreras, I think we already had a control of So this is probably... Oh, wait, I'm sorry. All right, so we have Nomar with pass ball of B, and we have Steven Nagasek with a wild pitch of F. So F, B, 42. It's a wild pitch. All runners will advance one base. Still leaving up Brian Anderson. Fifty-four possible error. 4 on the second baseman. Second baseman is McNeil with a 95, 46. So I'm pretty sure he got to it. Let me see here. 95. Ground out, possible double play. I'm afraid that that's not going to be in effect, though. Yeah, because can't pivot. So, let's see here. 2 out, first and empty. Ground out. So ground out to 4, but the run scores. And there's that magic 10 spot. Brian Anderson for the Crew. Again, in real life, back on 4-3 of 2023 in their home opener, they scored 10 runs. So 47 error. Jeez Louise. On the catcher. The catcher is Navarez with 45. 72. It's a foul out to the catcher. So Novosek gets out of it. Pop out, foul out to the catcher. And that's going to bring them up for their last hurrah, if you will. The 9th inning. Bryce Wilson still has plenty of endurance. Daniel Vogelbach. 581. Infield range. 71 infield range. On the left pole. Deep into the hole, first base. Tellez, we already know, has a D rating, so it's 69. Deep in the hole, 69. Gets through for a base hit. So Daniel Vogelbach finally gets a base hit. Just out of the reach of Tellez. Omar Narvaez. 585. 585 versus the lefty. Outfield range. 13. That is a left spray. 13. That's a outfield range. Left spray, 13. That's a flare to the shortstop. Shortstop is Adames with an A. Flare. 90. A drops in. So that will move up Vogelbach to the next position. Still have no outs for Louis Gilmore. 762 versus the lefty. That one he strikes out. And that brings up Brandon Nimmo. Brandon Nimmo's 4. He's 1 for 3 with a walk and a base hit. 651. 651. Soft ground out to second. Trang picks it up. Ground out to second. Advances the runners by 1. And Starling Marte. 11. And the game ends on a line out to the shortstop and Willy Adames. So line out to Willy Adames to end the game. And that ends that. So Milwaukee comes out on top on their opening day here in 2023 at home. Their home opening day. And then let's take a quick look at some box score reading here. So we have Yelich going 2 for 4. 4 for 2, I should say. Winkler 1 for 4. Adames 3 for 5. He's probably the MVP. He drove in the most. But Contreras went 4 for 4 with 2 batted in. So he really Mitchell had a 2 for 4 day. Anderson, he only went out 1 for 5. Turang 1 for 5. Weimer 1 for 3. So, and then on the Mets side of things, we have Nimmo going 1 for 4. Marte 0 for 4. Lindor 0 for 4. 2 walks. 3 strikeouts. Alonso 1 for 4. McNeil 1 for 4. Kana 0 for 4. Vogelbach 1 for 4. Narvaez 2 for 3. And Gilmore 0 for 3. So your winner today is going to be Freddy Peralta, moving him to his first win of the season. And then Cookie Carrasco gets the loss, moving his ERA up to 9. And then we had 42,017 join us today here at the AmFam Park. Total time of the game was 2:37. I hope you enjoyed watching the Mets versus the Brewers today. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or anything like that, please leave them in the comments below. I would love to see what you guys are thinking out there, what you guys would like to see, things of that nature. So, I'm still fairly new at this, so I'm still learning a lot of things, and hopefully, as time goes on, we all get better, I guess is what they say, right? So, hopefully that continues to remain true, and thank you again for joining us today at American Family Field here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where the Brewers win today's game 10-3. Y'all take care now. So long.